All right. Welcome to the Logan Mason ROSC. My name is Grace Irvin. I am the prevention coordinator here at Chestnut Health Systems, overseeing the Logan Mason ROSC and three other grants. Happy that you all have decided to join me here today. All right. So what we got on our agenda, what is a ROSC? So we like to just kind of give a reminder of what a ROSC is. Introductions. We have a previous event that Tyler and I went to, give some info on that. Cards and flyers, just some updates, not really updates, but just reminders that we have those. Harm reduction resources where they're at in town. And then we'll kind of talk about the reframing recovery boxes, some updates on that. And then we'll move on with the upcoming meetings and trainings and then send you guys on your way with the fastest hour of our entire lives. So what is a ROSC? So ROSC is a coordinated network of community-based services and supports that is person-centered and builds on strengths and resilience of individuals, families, and sorry, your face is running away. Individuals, families, and communities to experience recovery and improved health, wellness, and quality of life for those with or at risk of substance use and or mental health challenges. The center of a ROSC is to create an infrastructure or systems of care with the resource to effectively address the full range of substance use and or mental health challenges within the communities. So what does that mean for Logan Mason ROSC? So that means we're improving access to health, wellness, and holistic recovery options for people who are at risk of or suffering from substance use disorder while educating and connecting Logan and Mason counties to reduce stigma and improve recovery outcomes. And so I just threw a little picture of what, some peoples are from our ROSC community from our Breaking Barriers event. So today, our introductions, we're going to say our name, our agency affiliation, and then what was the first concert that you attended? So kind of just, shooting out for something different today. So my name is Grace, obviously. The prevention coordinator at Chestnut Health Systems, overseeing the Logan Mason ROSC. Part of the Livingston ROSC, overseeing the Logan Mason Substance Use Prevention Grant, and I also am a part of the base grant, Build, Amplify, Support, and Empower. So my uncle is a musician, so technically my first concert would have been his band. So he was a local musician in Bloomington Normal, Timothy P, and there were about three. But a long, long time ago, he was oh my gosh, his 50s band was oh my god, I can't remember. I can't remember. It'll come to me like later on when my ADHD kicks in. And then they were the River Valley Boys, and then they turned into Timothy P and the Raw 3, and then they traveled from here and toured to Denver and Vail and all that jazz. But I do remember my father did tell me that I saw James Brown when I was younger. And I think the earliest recollection was of like a real person was Little Richard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll go with Naomi, then Dominic, then Tyler.
All right. Hello, my name is Naomi Willis. I am the community liaison for Meadowview Behavioral Hospital. We are a full-service independent psychiatric hospital that will be opening in June of this year in the Peoria area. We'll be starting with services for older adults, and then we will probably be expanding to adolescents shortly after that. So more information to come. I feel like this is targeted at me because my answer is really nerdy, and I instantly knew what it was. My first concert was an Irish folk man band called Celtic Thunder.
Yes.
And I say man band because only one of them was a boy. And they did like very boy bandy style covers of like Irish folk songs. I don't know why that's the one I got to go to, but I had a blast with my mom, so we had a great time together. But yeah, that was definitely targeted. So thanks, Grace.
I love it. That's awesome. That's so fun. Thanks for being here, Naomi.
Hey guys, I'm Dominic Valenti. I work alongside Grace and Tyler as a community health specialist on the Logan Mason County Substance Use Prevention Grant for Chestnut. Ollie there. Uh, I think the very first concert that I can remember was Selena Gomez. I think came to the state fair. I don't even know how long ago, 15 years ago, probably. My grandpa somehow had tickets. So yeah, that was the most random thing I could think of. But yeah, I think that was probably the first concert that I think I went to. I mean, I went to Lollapalooza my senior year of high school, going into college. I'd say that's probably my first like official that I was like fully engaged for. But yeah, I think Selena Gomez.
I love it. She's great. No hate on her. Thanks, Dominic.
Hi everyone, I'm Tyler. I work alongside Grace and Dominic on the Logan County SUPS project. We service a lot of youth in Logan and Mason County. And my first ever concert was back after that Washington, Illinois tornado. I think that was like 2012 or something. They did a kind of like a fundraiser type concert where Styx, it was Styx and Survivor and Head East were like the main people there. And it
Nice.
was pretty cool. It was a while ago, but that was my first one. It was a lot of fun.
That's so fun. Thanks for being here, Tyler. All right, we'll go Ron, then Danielle, then Lori.
Um, Chicago at the Airy Crown Ballroom in 1967
Hmm,
with my sister.
nice. And then Ron, can you let us know who you are and where you're?
Ron was Sojourn Shelter and Services in Springfield, domestic violence shelter, and we offer services in Logan County and Menard County as well.
Thanks, Ron. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Danielle Kelly. I am the outreach worker for Sangamon, Logan, Macon, McLean counties. I'm also the reentry coordinator for the southern region of Oxford House. We are recovery housing, sober living. And my first concert was the Backstreet Boys.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Ah, I love it. Thanks for being here, Danielle.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, Lori, you're muted.
I'm so sorry.
You're
I'm
good.
Lori Jackson. I'm with the SIU Center for Family Medicine. We have off-site clinics in Lincoln and Quincy and Pike, Jacksonville, Taylorville, all over the central Illinois. And my very first concert, which he mentioned, was Head East and with Journey.
Nice.
So
Nice.
but I'm really old, so it was a really long time ago.
Well, thanks for being here, Lori.
Hey.
All right, we'll go Abby, then Lisa, then Cami.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Behrens. I am with Prevent Child Abuse Illinois, and my first concert was also at the state fair. I won tickets on the radio to go see Jesse McCartney, so that was pretty cool. I remember I brought this purse with me that was like handmade by my aunt out of Capri Sun pouches because like those were like so in when I was a kid.
They
And now
were.
when I look back at it, I'm like, that is so cringe, but so fun, so fun.
I remember having one of those. Awesome. Thanks for being here, Abby.
Hi, I'm Lisa Latham. I'm AHEC coordinator through West Central Illinois AHEC. AHEC is Area Health Education Center at Memorial Hospital here in Carthage. I wish I would have had a Capri Sun purse. That I feel left out. My very first concert was 38 Special in Hannibal, Missouri, and I was in 8th grade, and that was in 1992. So. One thing I will always remember is we were right there on the river, and and all of the bugs were awful. All the mayflies and everything. But I did get to hear Hold On Loosely yesterday at the Pete Tarantola conference in Macomb, and that was exciting. So the 38 special still is played, which is cool.
Nice. Thanks for being here, Lisa. All right, Cami.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cami Garrison. I'm the Region 3 Technical Assistant and Community Health Coordinator for Chestnut Health. And I'm really dating myself with this one, but my first concert was Alabama at the Assembly Hall in the nosebleed section with my parents.
I love it. I love it. Thanks, Cami. All right, we'll go Sam, then Carmen, and then Kristen, Jeanette, then Molly. And Sam, if you can't unmute, you can just throw your stuff in the chat. We'll come back to Sam. So Carmen, you want to go?
I can go. Carmen Lanham, Family Guidance Centers. I'm a Prevention Integration Coordinator on the RSUPIC grant. And my first ever concert was Montgomery Gentry at the Sangamon County Fair when I was in high school.
Nice. Nice. Thanks for being here, Carmen. Kristen? Oh, Sam. Sam, go ahead. Go ahead, Sam.
Sorry, I am on the road and I was having a horrible time trying to figure out how to turn my microphone on.
You're good.
I am Sam Brown. I am with the Street Renaissance in Springfield, but I cover Logan, Macon, Sangamon, amongst 14 other counties. We do harm reduction. We do peer outreach. We help facilitate treatment for people. We provide transportation for recovery-based things. So we're just kind of a holistic wraparound that I am trying to fill in gaps of services in the different counties that you guys aren't already doing. So if I can do anything to help, I will drop my email in the chat. Please reach out to me. And I'm going to date myself on this one too. My first concert was Lonesome George Thorogood at the Sangamon County Fair, and I have seen him like 4 or 5 times since then. So gotta love good old George Thorogood.
Love. Thanks, Sam. Thanks for being here. All right, Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen Davis. I work with Carmen on the RSUPIC grant. And I know I went to concerts before this, but the one that I remember was Toad the Wet Sprocket and Hootie and the Blowfish played at Eastern in the spring of '95. And then the Beach Boys played that fall. But yeah, I think that was like the first one I remember, like semi-adultish getting a ticket and going to a concert.
Love it. Thanks, Kristen.
Hey, everyone. Excuse me. My name is Jeanette Davis. I get to serve as a community engagement specialist for Memorial Behavioral Health. And yeah, so my very first concert was Outcast at the ISU Bone Center, Student Center. And what's so funny about that is not that it was his first concert, but my now husband was at the same concert. We never knew each other and didn't know each other, and have learned that we've been in several different places at the same time, not knowing each other until we met each other. So yeah, Outcasts. So fresh and so clean, clean.
I love it. That is so fun. Thanks for being here, Jeanette. Molly is unable to unmute. She is going around Lincoln right now putting up posters for the market. So she's a community health consultant at Lincoln Memorial Hospital. Her first concert was Stellar Park I hope I said that right, in a tiny town. But she'll be staying on mute during this meeting. So, oh, all right. Sorry, I hit my button on my, I don't know, the light, whatever those things are called. They're called lamps. I don't know. Words are very hard today, I guess. All right. Anyways, we're moving on while I struggle with words. Okay. So thank you, everyone. So previous event that Tyler and I went to, we participated in the Havana Junior High School Health Fair with the Mason County Coordinating Council. There were 198 students that came. It happened between 8 a.m. to about 2:30. There was a break for lunch in between there, but it was really cool. We had a lot of students come up, and they were really interested in just like the fun facts that we had, and I handed out flyers for the ROSC, and each one of us asked different questions about substances just to kind of gauge where their knowledge was. So it was 5th through 8th grade that came through. So it was really fun to be there that day. And there was representation from Mason County Probation, Mason District Hospital, Spoon River College, and Tyler, who else was there? I can't remember.
Emergency services was there. Yeah, I'm blanking on other ones too.
I'm
but
blanking on the one that I can't remember her name, but there was one other person there as well. So there wasn't a lot of, there's probably like about 8 different agencies that were there, which was pretty good turnout considering like during the day, and it was a pretty long extended time to be away from work and stuff. So I thought that was a pretty good turnout. So excited for anything that we have coming up for the future with the coordinating council. Again, I'm going to put in another order for cards and flyers, considering I'm running out, which is awesome. So if you guys need any, let me know. I'll drop them off at your place. And if you want some fancy stands with it, I can totally hook you up as well. And we also have resource directory cards as well. So our harm reduction resources that we have in the community in Logan County is Family Custom Cleaners 24/7, Logan County Health Department, Hope on 5th, the Mount Pulaski Library, Logan County Jail, Atlanta Public Library, Logan County Courthouse, and the pharmacies, which are not advised to go purchase them, but you can if you want. And the Mason County Harm Reduction Resources, the Havana Public Library, Mason Health Department, Mason Public Library District, and the Foreman Valley Public Library. And also, again, the 4 pharmacies that are in Mason County also have naloxone for purchase, but also not advised to, purchase because they are all free in these other locations. Right now, I have been posting up on social media these different posts to highlight all the different places that you can get all these free resources within the community. So if you have been seeing them, please share them on social media on all the pages. That way we can spread the news throughout the communities. I think more awareness, the better. So that's all I got for that. Any questions so far before I move on? Okay, well, from last week, I put together our 2 smashed elevator pitches. And so here's what I got. Here is our final thing. So with our reframing recovery boxes, for those who don't know, we are putting together a box of different resources that we're going to hand out to different businesses and stakeholders within the community and libraries and health departments. And inside of it, we'll have different resources for them to give out to the communities, like business cards. There'll be an invite to join the meetings. There will be naloxone and test strips. and different resources with all of our reframing recovery materials that we've already given out, our resource directory cards, the meeting cards, information from our CCE, the Center for Community Engagement website, different information from there. So with that, when people are handing these boxes out, it's good to have something to say. Otherwise, you're just handing a box and then it's weird. So having this elevator pitch has been very helpful. So we've been working really hard as a group, as a coalition, to kind of work together to figure out what we're going to do. And so last month, we kind of had two groups come together and put sort of elevator pitches together. One group was awesome and did that, and then my group, we were really good, and we had a really good elevator pitch ideas together, and then we ran out of time to put it all together as one. So I took and molded this together. So the Recovery Oriented Systems of Care, or ROSC, is a community coalition working together to support recovery and shatter stigma around substance use. We bring together people, organizations, and businesses like yours to advance three core goals: reducing stigma, increasing access to treatment, and promoting harm reduction through evidence-based practices like medicated assisted recovery. We meet people where they are, supporting multiple pathways to recovery, and host community events like sober socials to build connection. Then this is where you come in and you add your personal touch of I am a part of the ROSC because da 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 da. Or if you are someone with lived experience, you add in your personal touch of I'm a person with lived experience in recovery, and this is why I'm a part of the ROSC, or blah, 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 however you want to spin that. And then here's what we need. This was a bad sentence that we can edit, but we need a partner like you, I think is what I really wanted to write. We need partners like you. We love to place a reframing recovery box in your business filled with resources and information community members can take and share. When you run low, we'll replenish it. You're not just providing materials, you're part of a larger movement to transform how our community understands and supports recovery. Join us together. We can turn hope into action. So, what is everyone's thoughts on that?
I love it. It sounded great. Absolutely. All that we needed to say. I love the three things that we're trying to hit. I loved you're doing more than just, it's yep. Love it.
Thanks. Besides the one typo, what does anything need to be changed?
That last sentence, can you read the last sentence again?
Join us together, we can turn hope into action.
So join us together, we could, right? Like that.
Yeah, join us, period. Yeah. Together, we can turn hope into action.
I got it. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Love it.
Okay. The chat saying, love it, looks good, sounds great. Okay. Positive feedback, loving it. Cool. All right. Sweet. Looks good. Thanks, everybody. Okay, well, awesome. Well, there's that. So for those who I will send an email to confirm and just to share one more time of those individuals and just be like, hey, who else would like to join in handing out boxes? I have a list of some people, but I will extend the invitation out to more in case there are others out there that would like to help hand out boxes. And then from there, I obviously will print this off for everybody so they will have it. And we'll have a plan in place on the places that we will hit up. And I have 30 boxes already 90% put together. I'm waiting on some materials from a couple places to send in to me that I'm just waiting on to just replenish some things that I ran low on when I was putting the business card stuff together. But other than that, I'm like real close to getting this all put together, and then we are good to go. So thank you, everyone, because this has been the one thing that has been really like grateful to have everyone a part of, to be helpful to put all this together. So I appreciate it. So I also wanted to highlight, because this is part of our goal 1, I kind of wanted to highlight like what we've been doing as a coalition totally this whole year, like this fiscal year, of what we've been doing and kind of where we're at just with goal 1 especially. And then I have something that you guys can kind of help me with part of goal 1 as well. So with goal 1, as we move on. So our year 1 goal 1 is to address stigma of individuals who use substance use or use substances in Logan and Mason counties. The ROSC will increase awareness in recovery education by hosting 1 PLE focused event annually, assisting the Recovery and Action Committee to deliver 1 workshop on sharing recovery stories, supporting recovery groups to coordinate at least 2 community events, and implementing the Reframing Recovery campaign by distributing 50 Reframing Recovery boxes, educational materials, and planning 1 training on the 3 Reframing Recovery topics by June 30th, 2026. So that seems like a lot, and don't worry, we've done a lot. So what have we done? So how have we done all of this? So finalizing distribution plan, recipient list, and educational materials for the Reframing Recovery campaign by March 30th. So we did that we established that at the last ROSC meeting. So we, boom, checked that off. So thank you. 2, holding campaign planning meetings twice a month through August 30th. So I've been doing that with the with Fort County ROSC. So I've continued to have those planning meetings with them with the Reframing Recovery. So that's been continuous. Launch and promote the reframing materials through social media, local media, and community events by March 30th. So we've been promoting the Reframing Recovery materials through social media, local media, and community events. And then we launched the new materials around April 1. And then assembly and distribution of the first round of the 50 Reframing Recovery boxes to existing stakeholder organizations by June 30th. So we have 90% of the assembly done with the boxes, and then just waiting on a couple materials from agencies. So record the Reframing Recovery video highlighting box recipients by June 30th. So that obviously hasn't started yet. So when we hand the boxes out, we'll get a video snippet of people saying, "Hi, my name is blah, blah," and, you know, whatever. I'll have a statement written out for that. So that hasn't started yet, but that once we hand the boxes out, then the video will come from there. Plan, host, and promote at least 1 training on 1 of the 3 Reframing Recovery topics by June 30th. So tomorrow, April 17th, I have a meeting scheduled for an MAR training with SIU Medicine, which I'm really excited about. So there's more info to come with that. So it'll be a virtual training, and it will just kind of be an overview of what MAR is. So that will be the first of the 4 trainings that we have planned for the Reframing Recovery launch. Identify at least 1 training for each of the 3 remaining Reframing Recovery topics by June 30th. Including the target audience for each. So the MAR training with SIU Medicine will be the community, and the TBD on the other 3. So that would be the help that I have and need for today, but we continue for the rest of this. So host 1 event, either in person, hybrid, or virtually with a focus on PLE, having an increased voice and direction of recovery work and of the obstacles people in recovery face in Logan Mason counties by June 30th. So we've done the Breaking Barriers event, naloxone saves lives, a panel discussion. So that was the overdose awareness day panel discussion. And then we had the recovery walks. So those events covered that. Then the encourage and assist recovery groups to coordinate different events to promote unity and to have at least 2 of these events, types of events by June 30th. So we've had 3 of those. The Breaking Barriers event, the Valentine's Day event, and the bowling event, all 3 of those count for that. So boom, boom, boom. And then host 1 workshop on sharing personal recovery stories through Recovery and Action Committee by June 30th. So I have a meeting with Faces and Voices April 22nd. So cross fingers that we will get that on the docket. So hoping for that. So we are in ways of getting all the things done for year 1. But I just wanted to just one for my sake, but then everybody else's for everyone else to know that the ROSC with like it isn't just me. It isn't just Jeanette because she was a big part of all of this. It is all of you that have helped put all of this together. So I want to thank you guys for helping get us to this far. But it's not done, obviously. So what I need help from you guys today is brainstorming for our reframing recovery trainings. So our next quarter, so starting next fiscal, for the next trainings for reframing recovery, our next one is harm reduction. So our focus is going to be what is harm reduction, and then we're going to kind of highlight basic harm reduction every day. Thanks, Ron. Like everyday harm reduction. So like seat belts and things like that. And then another week, we'll talk about test strips and naloxone and highlight where we have harm reduction materials within the community. And that's a constant thing that I will continuously do. It's not going to be something that's just going to be stopped. Like those posts will be continuous, but it'll be super highlighted throughout that month. And I might possibly boost those, but that's not like I don't know. We'll see where I'm at on that moment. But also talking about success stories, possibly, is something that me and Fort County talked about. Maybe highlighting somebody just saying like, if it wasn't for naloxone, like we've done. I mean, that's the whole point of the panel discussion is if we've had individuals who have stated that, because of naloxone, like naloxone saved my life. And so maybe having a post or like a short little clip of someone stating like how naloxone saved their lives, maybe that would be something powerful to have. But maybe the training or maybe or maybe you guys think that the overdose awareness day would take care of the training itself if we do a Narcan training on that day. Those are some thoughts. Do you guys have any thoughts? We're just going to go one topic at a time. I don't know if anybody has any ideas, or if we do, obviously like harm reduction, naloxone is the one that really pops out. We could do naloxone training separately, or we could do a naloxone training at the walks, possibly, or we do it all. I don't know. Thoughts?
Hey, Grace.
Yeah, Ron.
How about a podcast that shows people what to do and how to use it?
Oh, okay.
Or like a, what do you call them? A reel on Facebook? Like a Facebook reel?
Like a social media video?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yep.
Because,
Go ahead.
I mean, that way, there's no really better way than to watch somebody do something, and it kind of covers all the bases, as far as what it is, how to use it, using it, results. You could, and once posted, it goes everywhere.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah. I like that idea. I like a reel. Anybody else? I love the basic harm reduction in addition to all the topics. Success stories are always so impactful too. Is there a way to record an easy use and add it to a QR code, a place where it is located? Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, I dig both those ideas.
Yes.
Sincere, like how-to video. Yeah, Ron, that's always a awesome thing to put together, and it's our philosophy. Each one, teach one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if you put even on your point of sale, box or package, with the little header on it, have a QR code there, and take that to your website where you have the reel or the podcast posted, and then they can actually watch it.
Mm-hmm. This might be a wild idea. I like to throw some wild ideas out. Like Lloyd, because he records his interviews. Like, what if I were to go on and bring somebody with me like Kara? That Kara, like obviously Kara doesn't want to come. I wouldn't bring Kara, but somebody like Kara to talk about naloxone and then give like a training on how to use naloxone and then like post that.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea.
I think that's a really good idea, Grace, because it all goes on YouTube. So you could share it easily.
Boom. I don't think Kara would do it, but we could get something. Maybe she would. I don't know. I don't want to volunteer her though. I like these ideas though. I got that from Ron though, from the reels. All right. Anybody else have any ideas to throw out about this? Jeanette, do you feel that there are people out there who would want to share a small, 10-second tidbit of this is how naloxone saved my life?
Oh yeah, we just have to put the ask out, but sure,
Cool.
sure we can.
Okay. Cool. All right. Awesome. Thanks. Okay. Next one is stigma. So on this one, we're kind of focusing on the substance use disorder part of it. And Shatterproof, if you don't know what that is, they have a website that is all has a bunch of different great resources, just in general, but it's has a lot of just about addiction, and it was started after a dad lost his son, Brian, and he wants to prevent other families from experiencing the heartbreak that he did. And so he put together this website, but then he also has a memorial site, and I can share. Yeah, so I would share this page. So they don't have a lot. I think it's just like interesting to share, because it's just, these are all individuals. And I mean, like, the pages go on and on and on and on and on, like forever and ever and ever. But they just all have, like, you can put as much as you want, and to create a memorial doesn't take much. So it would, well, obviously it takes like a hot second to get there, but you don't have to fill out all of this information to do that. But I think just bringing awareness to this page, just to show that this is available out there, but then also that this website is available as well. Is one thing. But with stigma in general, I didn't know if anybody off the top of their head had anything that jumped out on them on some sort of a training per se that would be beneficial.
Just wanted to put this out here. If you ever want me to do a version of what I did for the bridge launch, I will do that whenever and wherever you need.
Oh. Uh-huh. So for those who don't know, Naomi, would you like to expand on what that means?
Sure. So something that we did for the deflection team, which is kind of our pre-arrest diversion program that we've been working with PD, and a lot of the events that we've done through ROSC have been kind of in collaboration and with some of the goals that we're doing there. For the launch event for our program, I did a presentation where I started with a video about kind of the foundations in the neuroscience of addiction in terms of where and how the environment impacts the brain and how that shows up later on. And part of that was also working with the people in the room to see what was most impactful for them, and then transitioning over and with Jeanette and providing alternatives for language that can be used, and just some facts that make it, I think, easier for people to understand that we're dealing with something that's not a choice. And I think that does a lot for stigma in a lot of ways. And they did, some people from Task would like me to do that again at a bigger thing, I think in August. And I think the point of that is for stigma reduction as well. So it doesn't have to be identical, but what I'm guessing is that we would take the video, do the same activity, and then provide some more information for the reframing recovery aspect of it, and just provide that as a nice training.
I like it. I like that.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. I like it.
All right, Jeanette, I voluntold us for something.
I dig it. I dig it. It was good the first time, and we can only make it better again. Yeah, for sure. That video, though, man.
I know. That's the whole thing. It's so much more effective than individually texting it to everyone I meet. It's so much easier when you do a presentation.
Indeed.
Correct. I fully agree. Awesome. I like that. And then, well, if there's anything that, like, resource-wise or anything, obviously this, like, October's a ways away, but if there's anything that jumps at you from now to then and you're like, oh my gosh, this would be so great for us to share or anything like that, please send my way. And we definitely will add that to information that we're, because we haven't yet started building material yet for this. Currently, we're working on harm reduction material right now. So if you have anything specifically for stigma and you're like, this would be great to include, please send that my way. That'd be amazing. Okay, so last but not least, again with stigma, but we're real a lot of our data with our survey. My goodness, today is rough. Survey that we took for our community survey was the socialization and recovery housing, and we did kind of see this like when Oxford House like physically came into to Lincoln, and how unwelcome it was. And then once they realized what Oxford House was about, that they were like, oh, that's cool, we're all okay now. Once they opened their minds and they realized what it wasn't. So I think that's a big part of that is we took questions from Shatterproof because they also do a survey and specifically asked like if you were to would you live in a neighborhood with somebody that is using substances, or would you live next to somebody who's in recovery and things like that. So this is where we got this data from. And that's why we wanted to focus on this part for the last part of this part of our reframing recovery part. So obviously Danielle, Oxford House, our girl, is one. And so, but the socialization part of it, my friends do, to explain what the living libraries is, because that probably means absolutely nothing to anybody. My friends do in Bloomington, they have a theater company called Nomad Theater. And so they do this thing called Her Stories. So they take stories of inspirational and powerful women throughout history, and they do monologues or duets in a library. And so they have them perform it in Bloomington and Normal Library, and they just did this like about a month ago. And it's really cool to go. So when you walk in, you're given pretty much a schedule of like, these are all the people that are performing at these times, and you can walk around and you can just kind of make it your own. There's no guide on telling you this is where you go, this is like what you have to do. You can decide who you want to see, where you want to go, and there's like a map and also bios of each of the people that they're portraying. So the concept of the living libraries is what we would want to be doing is having individuals with lived experience stationed throughout libraries and sharing their story, but obviously having it with a time limit, and obviously with parameters of just like what they're sharing and like the type of story. That way, when people go, they can kind of hear differences. I mean, like everybody's story is different, but this was something that we thought was really, really cool to do, because I think it's really awesome. Like we do the recovery walks, but I think that having something else where you have an opportunity to hear more than just a couple people's stories, but then also we can get more PLE involvement into the ROSC as well, and have more opportunities for PLEs to share their stories, I think would be really awesome. And this also helps with them sharing their story, because they have to share it over and over and over and over again, because it's repetition, repetition, repetition. So this is something that me and the Fort County ROSC were thinking of doing at this time, because January to March is like kind of pooey weather. And so there's not a whole lot going on. So that was something that we were thinking of doing as an event. but for like a training. Maybe at the event or maybe outside of the event or something, or maybe it is at the event. There is somebody there representing recovery housing, or something like that. I don't know. Thoughts, feelings. Thanks, Sam. And also, obviously, step one is talking to a library to see if they're even open to this. So, any feedback? Anybody? Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Lisa. Have fun with your interview.
Thank you. See you next time.
See ya.
I think they're good ideas. I always love the idea of bringing that living library situation together, and seeing that happen. That's yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for your feedback today. Appreciate it. With that, I will go and share this information with the Fort County ROSC, and we will continue working on towards the rest of our trainings and things, and I will continue on that. So, social media, one last question for you guys. This is one thing that I've been thinking about, of combining our social media accounts, really just Facebook, and probably Instagram. Instagram doesn't really have that much following, and I want to kind of fix that. But Facebook, our Logan County Facebook has 572 followers, and the Mason County one is 184 followers, and the overlap is 62. So what are our thoughts on combining those two? Is it yay or nay? And I can honestly just do a poll super fast.
While you're doing that poll, maybe I can share a little of why there was two made in the first place.
Yeah.
Because when we started this, we were one of the first. I think there's only a couple others than us that had multiple counties under their ROSC, and so the idea was, or as we were beginning, we were trying to begin with the end in mind. And the ideal was that we would create enough momentum in each county that the hope was that each one would at some point have an RCO or some type of brick and mortar that we could just kind of hand over the ROSC and just kind of, and so it would be its own entity. And so that's why we started. I think what we've learned is that these two counties really play off of each other in a way that I don't know how one would survive without being involved with the other. And so my vote now personally will be to combine them. It's time.
Okay, well, thanks, Jeanette.
I'll just throw out a different perspective because I think you have to, like what Jeanette said, is you have to know your counties, and maybe you would generate more traffic if they were combined. Where you have some of those other organizations that started off with multiple counties and one Facebook page realized that they needed to separate out their Facebook pages and create individual ROSC pages for their counties because the information was getting lost in the shuffle, I think, some of it. And just, do you think you would grow more traffic and people will attend events in different counties? And if they're seeing it more regularly, maybe they only know about the one Facebook page, and if it's combined, they would have an idea to go to the other. I think that's how you have to look at it. Some of those ones that had one Facebook split off into individuals, but maybe for you guys, it'll be more beneficial in the long run to have it combined.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I don't know what specific entity that that's significant enough to cause traffic to shift that doesn't serve both counties. Does that make sense? Like the majority, I think maybe a few, like you said, the difference is about 62. Yeah, I just think, it makes more sense.
I would say too, especially for Facebook, how if it's ever something that you're interested in doing and paying to help broadcast it more, because I know with the way Facebook works now, pretty much most people don't see it unless you pay to broadcast it.
Right.
That way you're kind of able to broadcast it all at the same time to one page, and you're not trying to pay for two different pages.
It was honestly the thought, because I'm using Social Champ right now to do social media. So yeah. Well, the survey says we should combine. So I shall do that. And I will let Mason County know that. And then that will happen at some point soon. And it's pretty easy to do. So nobody from Mason County will have to do anything. So it'll be easy. Super fast. So sorry, we're going to go over on time. Livingston County ROSC is hosting Mark Sanders. He is literally thebomb.com. If you have availability on April 23rd from 1 to 4, please come out to Pontiac, Illinois. Literally the best training you will ever have. This man is incredible at speaking. If there's a training with Mark Sanders, you really should be there. There is limited seating, but we do have walk-ins available as well. But he will be addressing the intersection of mental illness and substance use disorder and the process addictions. So on Livingston, and I also shared it on Logan Mason ROSC, there is the link to register where you can show up on the day of. And the Base Grant is hosting a free webinar series. Bro, these are incredible people. Come on. It's because they all are amazing people, and I got friends at high places. Just kidding. They're all just amazing humans. And Lisa Winger is starting us off real strong, talking about handle care on April 28th. Then Wednesday, May 13th, from 1 to 3, we have Jay Hughes. He is amazing, talking about trauma in real time, practical examples of interventions of change. Then my girl, Kim Laube, is talking about healing forward, integrating positive childhood experiences in our system, or pieces. And then my guy, Keith Brothridge, adverse childhood experiences in building resilience, which is ACEs. So you guys sign up for these trainings. It is for everyone in the world in Illinois. Doesn't matter. I mean, if you're not in Illinois, I don't really care. Sign up for it. It's all free. I don't really care. There's 300 available seats. Share it with the world. CEUs are available: LCSW, LSW, LCPC, LCPC, PDs for educators. I mean, come on, people. Let's do this. Get it. Share it with the world. What's happening? Well, come on. Now we have on May 12th with my girl Abby, we have our Illinois Alliance for Drug Endangered Children. We have our conference, which I will obviously be at, and my girl Frankie is on the panel. And this is also going to be amazing. So please register. I mean, $50, not a bunch. You guys can handle that. There will be amazing food. And LCSW, LSSW, LCPC. I mean, come on. All these CSW, come on. CEUs for days. So you guys should come out. There'll be great speakers. Megan, Anne Marie, and Frankie are on our panel. They're amazing panelists. And then Special Agent Steve Moran is great as well. And then we're having a speed dating networking time, which is going to be super fun. So we're going to have a time where everybody is able to come together and kind of be able to network, which is something that a lot of times that we lack at trainings or at conferences. And so that's something that we all are like really wanting to do. So it's really, we're all really excited for it. And then my girl Molly is kicking off our Mindful Miles with Memorial at Lincoln Memorial Hospital. And let's be honest, we want everyone to sign up for Lincoln Memorial because all of the hospitals are doing it. But like, let's be honest, Lincoln Memorial is the best. So Thursday,
I appreciate you.
I got you, girl. So April 30th from 5 to 7, we want to go to this kickoff party and help my girl Molly out.
Yes, I'll be there too.
I won't be there because I have unfortunately rehearsal.
I do have a little info. There's going to be a build your own trail mix station. There's going to be yoga. I mean, it's all free. So
free.
Come join us.
Free. Who doesn't love
free? And then the walking challenge itself is free too. So
yeah. I mean, I did
free
the walking
t-shirt
challenge
if you walk 50 miles.
50 miles. Come on. The last one was 100 and like that was kind of hard. And I mean, I like kind of sprained my ankle and that one was like a little rough. But like 50 miles, you can do it, guys. I believe in you. But I mean, you can get a free t-shirt. Come on. Next meeting for deflection is April 21st, 10 to 11:30, and then May 19th from 10 to 11:30. And then I had to change the recovery and action date because of the training for the drug and endangered children. So I moved it up a week. So it'll be May 19th from 4:30 to 6. Then HAPT will be May 5th. And all of these are hybrid, by the way. From 4 to 5, and CPAC is from May 14th, from 3:15 to 4:45-ish, or earlier or later, depends on the day. And then the Mason County Coordinating Council will be May 19th as well, from 9:30 to 10. Thank you so much. Share our socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm Grace Irvin. Tristan McGrew is our Recovery Corps Project Coordinator, and Nadia Camp is our Director of Community Education. Thank you again for sharing 6 minutes on with me. I apologize so much for going over, but all the information that you guys helped me with was incredible. I super duper appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're all incredible humans. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Love you all.